Hello everyone. Today, Group 1 will talk about our own evaluation on the report, PowerPoint and video of Group 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Group 2 had discussed an insight into the technology and economics of Bitcoin. The topic belongs to macroeconomics. Here is the overview of my group assessment about the report and PowerPoint. The rating score for the content is 3. For the organization is 4. For the form is 3. And for the writing rules is also 3. About the presentation, the rating score for the content is 4. For the organization is 3. For the subject knowledge is 3. And for the style as well as mechanics is also 3. In conclusion, Team 2 has finished such a great report, which is very well organized and has wide detailed content. However, there are still a few errors that make your report become unclear and illogical. In addition, spelling and grammar mistakes appearing in some paragraphs also make the report cannot be perfect. The PowerPoint is well designed, but transitions and animations need to be added so as to make it more lively and eye-catching. Besides, the PowerPoint content is not absolutely consistent with the content of the report. The oral presentation still needs a lot of improvement. In my opinion, the length of your video can be reduced a lot if members try to speak naturally instead of just reading the available content.
The topic of retreats is about the shortage of petrol in the first 2 months of 2022. We all know that petrol is an issue that many people concerned about in recent years, especially in 2022, when the oil and gas have many magnificent changes. Notice that the shortage in petrol relates to many different problems, so that by understanding and finding a solution is the most way to explore research. And here you can see the scores overview of the groups in reports and PowerPoints. The content is just 3, organization is 4, form is 2, and writing group is 4. And about the presentation, the content is 3, organization is 2, subject knowledge is 3, and style mechanics is 2. First, talking about reports and summaries, the Group 3 has no PowerPoint, and that is a big lacking. Otherwise, the Group 3 content and organization is quite excellent. The only not good in the Group 3 presentations is that the form is not arranged properly. And secondly, although the content is written in detailed way, the depth is still lacking. So that Group 3 ought to have some spots or some questions that has deep knowledge of the topic you guys are talking about, and that will be a big advantage for your group. And in conclusion, everything is developed equally. And next, about our presentations. Overall, the presentation is still good, from the designer, animations to the content. However, the audio is one of the parts the Group 3 have to improve. It's really hard for the audience to catch up with what they are saying. And not only that, too many tests in one slide will be a big disadvantage for them, because it will make the video messy and everyone will just be concerned about the video and cannot hear what they are saying. What they are saying. So Finally, this video should have some questions to show more of your knowledge about the topic because it is just a copy of the report and it has nothing new. So the end of this is the end of the group 3.
And next, group 4, they discusses Singapore's economy during the COVID-19 pandemic, 2020 to 2021. The topic belongs to the macroeconomics, and this is the scores about the reports and PowerPoint, and beside that the presentation score. Conclusion, in a summary, in the report that the team did a pretty good job on the economic aspects, but there are still a few final points missing to solve the problem happening in Singapore. However, the team did a good job in the presenting from the PowerPoint to video quite well. The organization and presentation skill of the group are also quite good, although there are still some pronunciation errors, and the group should simply the above works slide limited dependencies on it.
Group 5 had a discussion about Vietnam's public debt in the decade from 2010 to 2021, which the topic belongs to macroeconomics. The concept generally expresses how government can lend the money from other countries and also inside citizens by using government bonds, then show the detailed statistics. Knowing the importance of public debt, topic will also explain how the money ought to be used to solve many problems with its expenditure exceeds the total revenue of the country. After discussion and examining the topic, I have come to the overall marks for this group. About reported PowerPoint, detailed content have just given them 3.5. Organization earned a perfect 4. Missing some animation have screwed down the form to 3.0, and writing rules had a nearly perfect 3.5. About presentation, the lack of oral skills has made the content, organization, and subject knowledge a triple 2.5. A great effort of style and mechanics has stepped up the point to 3.0. In summary, about the report, the team did a very good job and detail when it met the general concept and data on Vietnam public debt. The minus point of the group is that there are some special concepts that had not been described yet. There are a few minor spelling mistakes. PowerPoint is well made and elegant, full of information, although still lacking animation and transitions. The oral presentation part needs to be further improved. Presentation skills are still limited, not fully exploiting the content to be mentioned. This is the end of a Group 5 report.
Next, we come to group number 6. They discuss tourism market trend in Vietnam from February 2021 to February 2022. And this topic belongs to microeconomics. The concept of the group is they summarize and analyze on the data about the tourism in Vietnam based on the effect of COVID-19 pandemic through some main factors such as technology, cost, and so on. After seeing their performance in the project, we had an overview of the RUPS assessment here. First is about the report and PowerPoint. The content, organization, and the firms are on score of 3.5, but the writing rules had a perfect result with the 4 marks. Second is about the presentation. Both the content and organization are 3.5. However, the subject knowledge and the style or the mechanics are only 3 and 2.5 respectively. In summary, in the report, the group has done quite a bit of detail about the tourism industry in Vietnam during COVID-19 period. They analyzing very carefully from the effect factor, the industry benefits and consequences of the pandemic's impact to the industry. After that, to comparison with the period before and after the pandemic in Vietnam. Regarding the presentation in the RUP report, they also did quite well and methodically the content was in a reasonable order. However, compared to other RUPs, the video part is not very good. When still the background of the Google Meet makes the video become unnatural and not eye-catching. The presentation skill is okay, but still a bit stumbling and wrong pronunciation. And this is the end of our RUPS evaluations. Thanks you for watching.